Bungie has dropped an absolute bombshell and has announced that sunset weapons are being unsunset. Yes, for anyone who has held on to those dear god rolls for all those years and avoided the Datto Vault cleanse, give yourself a pat on the back. So in this video, I wanted to cover the 10 best sunset weapons that despite all the years of power creep will still be extremely useful come final shape for both PvE and PvP. So the first weapon is the Void 140 RPM hand cannon, the Kindled Orchid. Now what makes the Kindled Orchid so very special is that it has 2 damage perks in both columns, which is insane for both PvE and PvP. This is one of the only primary weapons in the game which can stack both kill clip and rampage to this day, which is incredible for PvE because with ×3 rampage and kill clip, that's a total multiplicative 66% damage bonus, which you can sustain pretty easily. The OG curated roll also had drop mag, which is a now sunset perk, which made the reload for kill clip reload even faster. And on the PvP side, with just ×2 rampage and kill clip, you can actually 2 headshot a guardian in just 0.4 seconds. Yes, this in my eyes is the #1 sunset weapon that you can't just pull from collection, so if you have this, then you may have just hit the lottery for both PvE and PvP. Next we have Martyr's Retribution, which is a solar waveframe launcher from Season 9 that has both autoloading holster and demolitionist. If you were excited about chasing the recently reprised Forbearance for a demolitionist role, then you should be even more hyped for having this in the vault. Solar waveframe launchers have usually lacked in good utility perks, so having autoloading holster on a waveframe is so nice, because you never have to reload it, which is what I hate about waveframes the most. And then Demolitionist to gain more grenade energy for grenade spam builds is absolutely perfect. So if you're looking for a solar waveframe launcher to pair with your solar PvE build, then this is the one you want to dust off. For the PvP folk, next we have the Revoker, which is probably one of the most infamous snipers of all time. Now this is a kinetic sniper which is obtainable from the Monument of Light from the tower, so if you did dismantle it, it's not all doom and gloom. Its perk Reversal of Fortune originally refunded your bullet if you missed the shot, which was pretty broken back in the day, but it now refunds you 1 bullet for missing 2 shots. Now although this sounds a little bit underwhelming, in the new ammo economy, snipers have been absolutely decimated because missing shots now is so detrimental. So I think even with the nerfed version of Reversal of Fortune, it's gonna help put sniping back on the map. In terms of PvP shotguns, I know a lot of you guys will be hyped about the Matador, but in my eyes the shotgun you should really be hyped about is Dustrock Blues. Dustrock Blues is part of the precision archetype that dominated the meta back in Season 4, and guess what, precisions like the Matador are meta right now, so this will be nuts even today. If you lucked out and you've got a slide shot roll with accurized rounds, full choke and a range masterwork, you'll be able to easily hit the 100 range cap when sliding, which allows for a 6.7 meter kill. And if you're lucky enough to have rampage in that second column, then on subsequent kills, you can actually extend the 1-hit KO distance more and more. It's actually pretty crazy. Next we have the Gambit Pinnacle Bow Hush. Again, luckily you can pick this up from the Monument of Light from the tower if you've dismantled it. And what made this bow so good is that its unique perk Archer's Gambit reduced its draw time to the lowest possible in the game. Even bows like Under Your Skin with enhanced successful warm-up and enhanced Archer's tempo couldn't match the speed of Hush, which is what made it feel like one of the fastest firing bows in the game. Honestly, if you're someone who loves bows, whether it's in PvP or in PvE, then Hush coming back should really excite you. A lot of heavy weapons have been power crept or have been brought back reprised, but there's one heavy weapon that I'm going to recommend, and that's the OG Wendigo from Season 7. Why do I bother bringing this up when there's a reprised version which came up more recently in Season 1920? Well, the OG version had disorientating grenades as a perk, which means not only was it just a great DPS weapon with autoloading holster and explosive light, but it also had amazing utility inside harder content like GMs without sacrificing too much on DPS. And given that grenade launchers are now competing and even out competing rockets in the current meta, this thing should be pretty damn powerful come final shape again. Moving back to PvP, we next have the Antiope, the 600 RPM SMG from Season 4. Now this thing is basically the kinetic version of Shira's Wrath and boosts some impressive range. With the SC hollow sight, ricochet rounds and range masterwork, this thing can reach nearly 22.5 meters of range. And then on top you have access to some amazing perks like Zen Moment, like Kill Clip, meaning you can also have some amazing consistency and lethality at those ranges. Honestly, if you've been looking for a gun like Shira's Wrath in PvP but for that kinetic slot, then the Antiope-D will still be pretty damn lethal. Next, I wanted to discuss an old favourite of mine, which is Bygones, which is a legendary kinetic pulse rifle way back from Season 4. In terms of legendary kinetic slot pulse rifles, there hasn't been very many good options since, so a well-rolled Bygones with kill clip and outlaw will still be a great workhorse weapon for PvE. And then in PvP it rolls with some great perks like slide shot and head seeker alongside kill clip, so you get the best of both worlds with great consistency and a great damage perk, which can lower the TTK of the weapon from 0.9 seconds down to just 0.6 seconds. Now another weapon from the Monument of Light, which was a beast in PvP back in the day and will be amazing come final shape, will be not forgotten. Now I know we're getting a reprise version of Luna's Howl in Into the Light, which will be far better for PvE with perks like heal clip on it, but for PvP, the fact that NF has Zen Moment, which right now is in a better state than it ever used to be, will make it feel absolutely incredible. Even with Magnificent Howl nerfed in its new form, NF will still feel great thanks to Zen Moment being on the gun. Finally, another great weapon from the Monument of Light is the 21% Delirium, the Gambit pinnacle weapon from back in Season 6. 21% Delirium is one of the few notable ARC legendary machine guns in the game, and it rolls with Killing Tally, which allows you to have a non-ending stackable damage buff, and it also has Overflow, meaning the magazine can go from 81 to a whopping 162 bullets. This perk combination made it amazing for ad clear, and it was also pretty darn good for boss damage as well. Honestly, as far as legendary ARC machine guns go, who knows what the artifact perks are going to be next season, which may well synergize with ARC, so you really can't go wrong with 21% Delirium. So there are my 10 weapons that I'm most excited about to dust off from my vault and from the Monument of Light. Let me know in the comments what weapons you guys are most excited about to dust off from your vaults. That is, I guess, if you haven't already deleted them, and trust me, I am feeling smug right now. I've finally been vindicated for playing this game at 599 out of 600 vault spaces for the last 6 months. If you found this video useful, remember to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel as we get closer to final shape. I'm Mr. Ronit, and that's it for today. Peace out, guys.